record. Great, thank you. Everyone should accept the recording. Got it, and we'll go over now to Shawn. And thanks for your time, Shawn.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys all for being here. So let's start about talking about the things that we're trying to accomplish. So Earthstock Foundation and Earthstock Enterprises have a lot of exciting cutting edge projects that we've seen and been talking about these past several months, including the source directory, the Gaia's Warriors project, which includes some various different projects. Earthstock Enterprises events, hopefully we'll get to the point where we can hold live events again sometime soon in a safe way, both safe in terms of being sure that we're not going to have it canceled, in addition to having people there be safe. Various media properties, including Solutionaries and the ARC land-based communities. And we're creating all of these things and building all of these things, but it's not a foregone conclusion that just because we build things that people will come to them. And we also sometimes need sort of starter money to get these things off of the ground. So one of the ways that we can drive people to these projects is by creating this intentional community to collaborate with us and sort of walk alongside of us. And Earthstock projects in general benefit from a shared community to bring out and take advantage of synergies, not only between the community and Earthstock, but also sort of fill out and bring out synergies between the projects. Cycle here, where Earthstock provides organizational support, special deals on projects to their empowered community organization. And then the empowered community organization acts as both a customer base for these projects, but also generates monetary flow that goes to Earthstock and grassroots marketing, where everybody kind of rebroadcasts everybody else's tweets and so on. So one of the ways that we can build this grassroots community that has been explored, people are excited about, is autonomous organization. It's an organization that runs through democracy. It's often what one could think of as a grassroots organization in which all of these votes and various things are automated through a programmatic layer on the blockchain. It's been in the past to achieve. And because of this deep democracy element and radical empowerment element of this DAO, where we're trying to empower our community members to walk alongside of us and build alongside of us, we're purposefully separating this DAO from other ARC projects and other communities, both to partially empower things, saying like, here's this thing, let's build it together, and not have to worry about the vision of these other projects sort of becoming diluted or becoming changed in ways that we can't predict. Again, we're focusing mainly on radically empowering people and trusting them in this vision, rather than walling people in ways that we think they should behave.
And again, this is for the Alliance for Regenerative Communities, which will eventually be regional to global. Thank you.
Right, yes, particularly the DAO. So my understanding, Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, is to sort of keep the land DAO separate from this. So you have these local community DAOs in addition to this global international community that we're developing. And the eventual goal is to have this DAO to not need monetary or basic organizational support by Earthstock. Like, the idea is that we're going to get at least 20 to 30 people in this DAO. I'm going to help them build competence and help direct them in ways that other DAOs haven't done it, and then I'm going to step aside and let them run their own thing, and I'll just act as a member in that case, as well as any of you that are interested in helping with this. So I think it's a good idea to talk about a success story that's been done in this model before. And let's look at Bankless LLP, which they're a moderately successful media group that's gotten more successful as things have gone on, that focuses on the promotion and adoption of decentralized finance. I'm not going to go into what decentralized finance is right now, but last year they distributed DAO tokens to their listeners and donors for this project with an invitation for them to their communities come build with them under an organizationally separate but aligned DAO. So then we have two organizations, the Bankless LLP, which is a media organization, and this community-run and organized DAO. And in just a year, this DAO has grown to a community in the thousands with hundreds of highly active members at any given time. And it's not only acted to support and create content with the LLP, but also they've built competency in other areas to the point that they're actually contracting out for other organizations. And I've been working with them on various projects as well, and have been very inspired by what they're doing. And they have successfully created this virtuous cycle where both organizations support the other organization to create win-win scenarios. So Bankless had this already established, well-developed audience through their media properties. And we sort of need to create this audience. So we're focusing on one potential vertical of this DAO, which is skill sharing, creating workshops, and creating a place for people to create pods or groups of specific interest areas that will, they can be a part of and join in.
And if you could quickly mention, we have 2 workshops coming up starting this week for Marsha Willardson and private memberships and Journey to Sovereignty. And then the other one is going to be Marza Millar, who's an Indigenous teacher. And you can put up the link towards the end. We'll make a note on that. Or if Rachel wants to put the link up, who's doing a 5 workshop class basically on Rainbow Warriors at the time of the crossroads of prophecy. So that's all starting this Wednesday. So I do want to mention, you know, there are some other things and perks, but I want to keep it really simple and focused to what you're saying. Thank you.
Yeah, totally. And I'll show everybody the website and what we have going on in a second. Does anybody have any questions so far? Like while we're okay, I'm just going to keep going.
I've got a question. Sorry,
yeah.
I couldn't get to the mute button. This is how does the DAO raise funds other than through gaining members?
So through its activities. So right now we have classes and workshops of which people will make money from that. And some of that money will go to the DAO and some of it will go to Earthstock Foundation, and half of it or so will go to the people teaching and producing that class. So that's it's a great model, if I may, real quick. Like the 2 workshop leaders this week have huge communities of people that I've worked with, that they work with, and I've worked with both of them before. So I said, hey, let us do a workshop together. So they're getting 50% of the money for their workshop. My production company is running the broadcast and the production of it. And like Shawn was saying, a percentage of that money also goes in a regenerative economy, goes in to help support the DAO and the nonprofit. So that's kind of the model right there. So right now we're looking at doing online media stuff, but there can be events that do that. And there's other ways to do that, which also helps gain, you know, governance tokens. But
so let me ask you, in this specific example that you just gave, Michael, so the people who are teaching the classes, what are they getting in exchange for their 50% that the contribution that they're not going to get?
Well, they get 50% of the fee. We do all of the technical, the production, the broadcasting, and majority of the promotion and the archiving of the content, which will play into our academy curriculum later that can be further monetized with future revenues generated. So all they have to do is basically show up on Zoom and you're getting paid.
Okay, so this is for an online workshop.
Yes, that's the 2 first things that we have, and actually 3 of them.
So that's what I was getting confused on. I didn't realize they were online. Now I understand. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah. Eventually we will be doing physical events. We haven't gotten there yet, And that's where our other skill sets that I don't want to get into, Lake and others who are event producers. Good question, but let's marshal on a little bit. And if anyone has questions, put it in the chat. I want to make sure we get a good, solid recording, because there are going to be other people that will be watching this later. But that was a really pertinent question. Thank you, Lake.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. So we are trying to get people into our Discord where they can help us co-create this DAO. And so we've created this funnel where people are drawn in through class advertisements, these two great workshops that we're going to be talking about in a little bit, or other Earthstock events. And they're directed to the website and the Discord, and the website has is constantly encouraging people to join Discord, join a class, and or join a mailing list. And eventually people will be funneled into the Discord and have the opportunity to join our community in that way. So governance tokens will be generated in a nearly fair way. We're going to keep 100 tokens to Earthstock, and then mint tokens based on people's donating to this DAO or people taking and teaching classes in this DAO. So classes that start within the DAO will be, money generally will be split in the way on your screen, and then it can change based on the classes and events. For example, Golden Road's production is spending a lot of time and resources putting on these two workshops. So we've changed the percentage so that Golden Road production can be compensated for their work, because part of what we're trying to do in this regenerative system is to make sure that everybody's work is compensated for, and we create these win-win-win scenarios for everyone. And we're doing this right now on the Polygon blockchain. So people that are interested in getting governance tokens for the work that they do and the money that they bring in will just give us a address on the Polygon blockchain, and we'll get governance tokens to help direct the DAO. So what we can do as other ARC members and community members in the Earthstock community is we can co-broadcast ARC DAO events. We can teach and offer classes, and we can bring projects and special interest groups and organize them within the DAO. And doing this value-aligned work within the DAO, and you don't have to like cede any control of your project into the DAO, but it allows for community involvement and win-win opportunities and ways to connect with fellow associated community members.
And once we create the Discord channel that people will be populating, it's also what we could be using to help launch some of the NFTs for artists and other people. So we're creating a whole regenerative economy template here. It's not just about Earthstock Foundation or the academies. It's the Alliance for Regenerative Communities becomes a resource pool of a lot of connectivity, of fundraising, and people having their skill sets showcased.
Yeah, so this is the website right now. I'm blanking on how to make this full screen, so forgive that. But
a quick suggestion is for the word architect, it would be great if the ARC was capital, and then we had a hyphen, like ARC, like Alliance, you know what I mean? Like we'll play off like, yeah, that's it.
Sounds
okay,
good.
thank you.
I'll make that change. So this is the website. It includes a brief description of what we're doing here. Several ways for us to go to the join page, and then we have these two classes. One that Marcia is leading, which focuses on how to regain our liberty, and I'm sure I could not speak to her material as well as she could. And one run by Marta from her organization, Ancient Earth Apothecary.
And also, who is that like good-looking guy doing the third workshop? I don't know if you showed that.
Yeah, so I was just trying to find. So it's nice for this to have one-shot classes for people to join into who just come across the DAO on their own or other things. So I just am going to be teaching a series of classes related to decentralized finance, just because that's something I know, and investing on the blockchain. Yeah, so that's the third thing. So feel free to teach classes, is what I'm saying. The more the merrier.
And again, all the classes are very easy right now. They're going to be online. They're going to be on Zoom. They're going to be promoted. And I will say, could you put up the link for the Discord channel? And I just want to make sure before we get to the very end, if people want to just, the Discord channel, anyone can join, because eventually I'm going to move everyone from Telegram and all the different regional roundtable groups onto Discord. But that's something we can do at the end of the call today as far as an action item. Like, the idea is to onboard people so we can all be communicating bioregionally and also through this entire larger network that we're creating.
Absolutely. So I put the Discord address up in chat, and we also, so people can be directed to, by clicking on various buttons, go to this class page and sign up for various classes. This is going to be $150. I forgot to change that, sorry. We also, in addition,
So maybe with that, Shawn, we could just take a moment if anyone has any questions. Again, we know the DAO is a collective think tank. We know it's like community governance, decision-making. That'll be related to the Discord channel. The Discord channel will be a separate thing, but they work symbiotically too. And what we split, just for everyone on the call from Earthstock, at the end of the call, I want to introduce everyone that the academies we're going to keep as a separate project, because we have a whole executive level team that can come out and implement land-based projects with decades of history and skill set. But maybe if there's any questions, and then we can go back into the presentation.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions so far? Or,
I've got one. So is there a filter of some sort for people joining the DAO, or they're in it and they're marketing something that we're not particularly wanting to be associated with? Or like, what's the I don't want to say policing, but we're talking about governance, right? Like, how do we decide people that come in? And what if like one of our members for some reason all of a sudden like stops doing the services, but they're still charging or something, if they're doing right, like, how does that function?
Yeah, so the way other DAOs have done this, to answer your first question, is that sort of rebroadcasting or sort of supporting other people's projects is done in a very decentralized manner. And by that, I mean, people choose whether to rebroadcast or work on people's projects or not. So if there isn't interest in a project, then no one will work on it, and it'll just kind of get washed away in the projects that other people are hopefully working on. In addition, once the DAO gets big enough, there will generally tend to be an ombudsman process, and various leadership groups or coordinator groups that can help make decisions and orient around that. But in general, I don't think that's the problem we're facing right now. The problem we're facing is how to get people involved and excited in the groups. And if somebody comes in supporting something that's obviously inappropriate, then of course I'll tell them, hey, maybe this isn't the best place for you. Maybe you should go over here, yeah, which has a better community. But
Shawn will be hired to administrate this and oversee it, and we'll all be able to have chats on the Discord, because we're also monitoring online the blockchain of when we vote on stuff. So that's Shawn's unique function. We get a lot of hats with him, helping us to explore this way of sociocratic think tanking and decision making, which some groups have been hugely successful and raised millions of dollars for projects and are functioning. So we're putting our feet in the pool right now.
Right. And to be honest, I think it was Lake who had that question. A lot of the stuff is we figure it out as we go. We find the community that kind of comes to us, and we guide them to alignment with other Earthstock visions as they come to us. So yeah.
And one of the things I'm proposing, Shawn, and comment, and I just want to take a time at the end to introduce everybody that a lot of people on this call have put equity into the concept. So we do want to distribute an initial round of some tokens of governance. And then we're looking to get potentially up to like 30 people by the summer to really get this thing rolling. And anyone, like you said, people can propose projects. So at some point, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that's the idea, is to, I think we probably know the 30 people. It's just a matter of that. Not everyone could make the call right now. So I think by summertime we'll be rocking and rolling.
Great.
And Shawn, can you talk about the Discord channel, how that works?
Yes.
And when people join the DAO, I mean, what is their commitment? Because I know everyone has limited resources, finances, time, and bandwidth. How can we make that the most simple way to create sociocracy in this that can move?
So you faded out on me there, Michael, but generally when people join the DAO, I will come talk to them and I'll say, hey, it's awesome to have you here. What are you interested? Why are you here? What are your interests? And then sort of help that person co-create something around them, whether it's an interest group or whatever, so they can help create in a regenerative way as they feel appropriate. And as the DAO grows, there is generally a quote first quest unquote, which we could probably name something different based on our population, which guides people through like, well, this is what the DAO does. This is how to do work within the DAO. This is how to partake of the services of the DAO. But right now, I'm just going to come and talk to people joining the DAO and help them.
And all they have to do is at some level engage in the Discord. And then when votes come up for certain projects, just to vote. So again, we're not asking people for hours and hours a week. It's something that could be really micromanaged. And like I said, I'm going to eventually close down a lot of the Telegram channels for the roundtables and try to encourage all those 70 people that were at Regenesis to get onto the Discord channel.
Yeah. And so we have a small Discord right now, and I'll create more channels as things increase. So I'll create a subthread in the discussion section for each of the events that happen, so people can talk about the classes that they're in while they're in it. And we have the ability to do Zoom-like conference calls in Discord also. So it's a way for people to have meetings with and organize their efforts.
Great. At some point, we're going to move on to this independent platform. I also don't want to make this call too complicated for people. And I know some people had limited time. Is there any questions at this point? Like, what is a DAO? How does it function? And I want to make sure everyone has the link to join the Discord channel and also the link to the website so you can look at some of the upcoming workshops and just get a better understanding. I'm not expecting people to jump today, but we are going to make a huge migration over onto this new platform where everybody gets a voice, as opposed to having 12 different Telegram channels. Not so much for the Earthstock Foundation team, but for the ARC, the Alliance for Regenerative Community related teams, and all the different bioregional groups.
So I wanted to, first of all, Shawn, thank you for putting all of this together with this data. This is their descriptions. I'm wondering, after this is over, if you'd be willing to share those slides, because there was a lot of writing on there, and like I'm watching this thing on my phone, so I can barely see it. So I'm just wondering if you'd be able to share the slides after we're done.
We're actually going to, Lake, we're going to put up the video for everyone to watch and review. So that's going to be totally available. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
I'm also putting a link to the slides in the Zoom chat.
Thank you.
And I also want to say, as a person who did many startup and many groups, that there's a trust that comes with starting these types of projects. And Shawn put a lot of hours into this. So it's kind of like, you know, the design is his property per se that he's sharing with us to get us educated to do something. So I'm just asking if people don't like copy it and start sending it out to tons of people, because again, we're all bringing something to the table, and we all need to be acknowledged, respected, have protocol, and everybody will be compensated for whatever they bring to the table. And that alone is where so many things in the world derail. You know, there's tons of piracy and ideas bleeding over, and I'm not going to get way into that, but I just want to have the highest level of integrity. And I also just want to see if Penelope or Rachel or Bob or Matt, and I think Matt might be with Marta, if they have any questions, because all of us here are members of the Alliance for Regenerative Communities, and some of us are part of the ARCDAO organization, which is a different tier of that. So I just want to open it up.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
It's Penelope. Hi.
Hello.
I just wanted to say thank you so much to Shawn for putting this together, because I will be rewatching this video. It's such a new concept that I have to process what I have heard. So, and I've been working with you on these things that, as I said, it's a lot of processing for me, so no questions spring to mind at the moment.
And I do want to introduce Penelope on camera for a minute. I'm going to go real quick because we have Matt and Paonia. Now, Matt and I and Marta, along with Caleb, are organizing a Regenesis one-day event in Paonia on May 30th. So Matt has consistently been showing up and has been very instrumental for the Paonia, Colorado roundtables. And now we have Marta, and we actually are getting a little team of connection there. But I want to introduce them, and everyone else, you might know her, but this is Penelope. Penelope's on the board of ARCDAO Foundation, and she's also our accountant treasurer and does a lot of different things. So, you know, a lot of people haven't met you yet, and I wanted to continue to let people know that I'm accountable to other people on this call, including Penelope and Rachel and Bob. So I just wanted to make sure Rachel gets a proper Penelope gets a proper introduction.
Hi, everyone. Matt, you were at Regenesis, weren't you? Matt Boucher, I mean?
Yes, I was.
Oh, okay. We met there.
Right, so I want to introduce everybody to Matt and Marta, if you guys just want to share for a moment, because these guys have been really showing up and are engaged, and we're about to do an event in Paonia, which both of them have also been looking at land. We're in communication almost weekly, but I just want to give the microphone over to Matt and Marta for a minute, because they're part of our kind of big regenerative family here. So with that, I'll give it to you guys to say hello, and everyone can make a facial recognition.
Yes.
Yeah, we're both just digesting the information as well. It's pretty new to us, the DAO. But in terms of the regenerative effort that we're making here, we had a call with Michael just before this where we were finalizing the format of what we're putting on. It's going to be Memorial Day weekend, and looking to just highlight some of what the core group, it's the two of us plus a third one who's currently doing a workshop about some building techniques, and we're looking to address, that's one of the big things we're looking to address here, is the lack of housing, the lack of affordable housing in this area, along with, you know, a number of other things. But we have a small group, and we are looking to reach out and to make the connections. We're part of a location that has a lot of people who are on the ground doing these types of things. So trying to create connectivity between people and trying to get more support so we can start taking more action. And this is certainly an interesting idea, the DAO. So we've just been sort of, you know, with camera off, just talking a little bit about that. And that's about it. We're happy to be here and to listen and just take in what is going on. I won't speak for both of us. So if Marta, if you have anything to say.
Yeah, hi everyone. I just, when I heard you, Penelope, you talked from me too. So I need to read a little more, understand a little more the system. I'm not an English speaker as well. So for me, take double or triple to understand sometimes all the details. But I live in Peonia and I'm interested to create more communion and how to restore the ecosystems of Gaia. That is where I'm interested. And that is my direction here. So thank you so much, Michael, for inviting us.
That sounds so lovely.
And again, what's nice about the DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, it's a think tank for people to bring ideas and projects to a large collective group to get support. So it's an amazing way to create more connectivity where it's not one organization or one person or one this or one that. So that I want to see if Rachel, can you come on for a moment? So I just want to introduce Rachel Tice, and she's our Chief Information Officer, and she runs all the communications for Earthstock. And if you send an email, usually she'll be the person handling that. So I can be out here kind of pioneering and trying to break ground and do face-to-face meetings. So I see Rachel's on the call. She might have had to step away for a moment. I know she's in Oregon, but if you're there and want to say hello, that would be great. And if not, I know Bob is there. I think he's having a microphone issue, but Bob Saunders is also on the board of Earthstock Foundation. He's also a great friend. He's an activist around water. He's a water protector. And him and I are actually working to do another project with Shawn and Heidi, specifically around water, which will be a water protector, kind of water steward type of thing. So if you're there and can get on or make a sound, Bob, that would be great, so we can kind of get a visual real quick. All right, he's typing. If everyone goes to participants, yeah, his mic's not working, so he won't come up on the main feed. Back to, let me see who else is on the call. Bob, Alex Mednick's on the call. And Alex, we just went through the whole thing about the Alliance for Regenerative Communities DAO. And Shawn, it's done a great job. We started our Discord channel, which will also please Rachel and Davin and Dee, who are working on the NFT stuff. And that's going to do a lot to help potentially support artists and raise funds for projects. But Alex has been working on some angel investor stuff for us. And he might be doing some other web stuff, related stuff. But Alex, can you come on and say hello and everybody could get a visual, please?
Yeah, hi everybody. Sorry I am late. I was planning on being there at 7 and just slipped my schedule. So I'm here now. Anyway, if I missed something, hopefully I can get the recording. I think the DAO is way to go.
Yeah, the recording will be, I will say we do have an Earthstock Experience YouTube channel. There's dozens of videos up there, including Solutionaries, which is our ongoing weekly series. And that's where a lot of the videos from these meetings I have posted. So not to create one more thing to do, but if people want to get a sense of what we're doing with media, and it might not be exciting for you, or filmmaking or film festivals or any of these recordings, just go on YouTube and put in Earthstock Festival. And it will pull up the Earthstock Experience YouTube channel. And there's a lot of videos there for information. So Alex, thanks for making it on the call. And we definitely will be posting it. And we're definitely launching the DAO and the Discord channel after this call. So I want to encourage everyone to get on Discord. And I will also say, since everybody on this call has put out an effort to show up and actually doing other things, I've already been talking with Shawn about getting people some tokens to be part of the DAO based on the equity of what you've already done. So you'll be getting more information about that. And the last thing is, I just want everyone put up your email for Rachel, because we will be emailing people some information just to confirm you joined Discord and that you got your DAO tokens. Now, if you don't want anything to do with the DAO, just please say so. Or if you're confused and you need time, that's fine. We're not trying to sell anything or convince people of anything. We're just trying to move ahead with the potential that we have right now, because there's so many things happening, you know, including projects that could bring in funding and stuff like that. So structure is everything. And with that, I'll go back to Shawn. If there's any closing comments and any closing questions before we finish this call. And I thank everyone for your patience and just your commitment of time to be on this call.
Yeah, I just was hoping to catch everybody up with what Michael and I have been talking about and include you guys in on the conversation. I'm putting my email in the chat, and please feel free to contact me on here, or I guess through the Discord if you have any questions or want to teach a class or help out in any way, or get involved, I guess, in any way.
Great. And I will say, with Lake on the call and stuff, we've been doing like our team. We're going to try to transition a little bit. So I'm thinking on Thursdays, at some point over the next couple of weeks, we'll probably try to initiate like a Thursday hour around the Discord channel for people to come there and just ask questions, be updated, you know, inspire people like, hey, I can do a workshop and I can get paid. Yes, you can. And how do I do that? You know, just starting to create some more connectivity. I will say this too. I know this seems like a lot to take in. I know people are busy. Personally, I feel the importance of unified field of connectivity and coherence is super important, especially around a topic like regenerative culture and sustainability and food water security. I will also say that we live in a very unsure world. I was just in Boulder recently, and Boulder just had a big fire and like 1,400 houses burned down. I was just in Flagstaff meeting with people, and Flagstaff and Sedona just had a big major fire. And I live in California part-time. So I just want to say the world is changing very quickly, and more than just like, this is like a gimmicky thing or it's another thing to take on. I work 16 to 18 hours a day doing this because I believe that our connectivity and our coherence of communication and the ability to be sustainable and have food and water security. And that's why I'm committed to building out these ARCs with Earthstock Foundation and everyone on this call, and the other Shawn who's not on this call from Crestone and Lake and other people, is because having these land bases could be the key of not just surviving, but actually thriving over the next couple of years of intense earth changes. And all you have to do is go on and Google the last few days of solar flare activity and the potential of the electric grid or things going down or things happening. So this all is a structure and a doorway of opportunity, of coherence and communication, to know each other, to generate funds and friendships and build relationships to get us through this time of change. It's not a gimmick. We're not trying to sell anything. This is about building regenerative community, sustainable community at the highest level. And in doing that, recognizing who are the permaculturalists, who are the media people, who are the healers, you know, who are the midwives, like what piece do people do? You know, who are the activists? Who are the ones out there protecting the water? No one on this call can do everything. We're all depending upon each other doing what we do to make sure that we have a world for our children and ourselves in the future. So I just wanted to preface this meeting with that kind of discourse because I think it's super pertinent. And even right now, the stuff that's happening in Ukraine, you know, these insane threats of nuclear stuff, like we all are making a difference by being connected, by communicating. And now we have this opportunity to work with Shawn on group dynamic think tanking projects and getting support and making things happen. And it's a very exciting new platform and opportunity for us to do that. So I want to thank him for a huge amount of effort that went into having this meeting. And I want to thank all of you because all of you on this call have shown up in some way or another and are building the new paradigm of a regenerative and sustainable, green, healthy future, especially for those of us who have children, who want our children to have a world. So I just wanted to throw that in the mix because as we ingest all this information, it can be a challenge at first, but these are great ways, innovative ways to enhance our connection. So I will be in Paonia with Marta and Matt tomorrow, and Matt's partner, Fawn and Child Kamani, and I look forward to that. And I'll be in Colorado for a month and then back in California. So I just want to thank anyone and any closing questions or comments, and that will get us to the end of our meeting today. And I really want to encourage everyone, and you'll see me post on Telegram, is just to get on the Discord channel. It's a really dynamic way to have all of us communicating together, not in separate little silos right now. So that's all I want to say. Everybody gets their own root watered and branch to bear fruit, but we do it as a collective.
Yes, on that note, Marta and I are going to sign off. And thank you all for being here and putting this on. And we look forward to staying abreast of what's going on with the DAO and, you know, seeing how we can participate.
Great. Thank you, you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Good to see your shining faces.
It was a good call. Shawn, thanks for all the time you put into this.
Yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Looking forward to working with you all in one way or another, at least.
Absolutely. Awesome.
And Shawn made himself available to walk everyone through the Discord and getting everyone those tokens. So again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shawn. And I'll be talking to my ARCDAO team tomorrow evening. And I have some updates with Alan and such, or on Tuesday. What's today? Today's Sunday, on Tuesday. All right, much love. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great.